News reporter of the New World, though the Bishop Brady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report, man. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure you check out blackfoxnews.com/shop. You can actually find a lot of merch there. Just check out the whole website, blackfoxnews.com. That's news with a Z at the end. You know what I'm saying? Because you can also get on there and buy music, DVDs. You can donate. You can actually just view the content, run the numbers up, man. And even check out our advertisement platforms, man. So check this out, though. The World Health Organization is actually saying that they are going to set up hubs in South Africa that are going to help poor and middle income countries develop the mRNA technology to create vaccines. So this is going on, and them saying that they're actually going to, in South Africa, be able to make their own vaccines within 9 to 12 months. So they're calling on Pfizer and Pfizer BioNTech, that is, and Moderna to actually offer their help and share their technology in order for the plan to work. So this actually happened on Monday, yesterday, and then also you even had Cyril Ramaphosa, the president of South Africa, you know what I'm saying, calling again for the intellectual property rights of the vaccines to be waived for 3 years. And, you know, he's like going at the wealthy nations and the pharmaceutical companies basically for like saying like, you know, how are we in a whole pandemic that's affecting everybody in the world, people are dying, and y'all not gonna waive these rights? Like, so, you know, and keep in mind in Africa, across the whole continent, over 40% rise in COVID-19 cases and deaths have actually been reported in this past week. Green Wall graduation. Reporter of the New World, the Bishop Brady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. So over in Cuba, a lot of people trust Cuba's healthcare system. You know, they got a history of doing good by people. You know, their payment system is set up to, you know, favor the people. You know what I'm saying? You got the offering scholarships to Black African Americans. You know what I mean? To come get their MDs for free and all of that. I remember that. And also even had when the pandemic started, they were sending doctors out to Europe to help them battle the coronavirus. You know what I'm saying? So they definitely got some stain. And what happened now is in the vaccine trials, I mean, they got a vaccine that's actually showing to be great against COVID-19 compared to like the other ones, the Pfizer's, Moderna's, and all of that, where the Abdala vaccine showed a 92%, over 92% efficacy against COVID-19. Now, this actually is days after the Soberana Cero Dos actually had a good clinical trial as well, after having a bad one, you know what I mean, when I have reported that the other day. So we'll see how this turns out. This might be good news for people who actually favor Cuba's healthcare system. Maybe you might want to go, you don't trust none of these American companies, maybe you want to go out to Cuba and go ahead and get you a vaccine out there, something like that. I don't know. Maybe it's up to you. I mean, the world is yours. Green Wall graduation, though. Reporter of the New World, though, the Bishop Brady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. So over in Indonesia, you got health officials tightening up their public health measures, trying to fight up against COVID-19. It's actually hitting a new crazy wave, hitting record number new cases. And you talking about a place that's actually the 4th most populated nation in the world. So a lot of people on top of each other. You know what I mean, very unfortunate situation. People are blaming the Delta variant for a lot of the spread, even though right after Ramadan, a lot of people started traveling, going against the travel restrictions that were put forward. So that's what's happening. Over in Colombia, you actually have them reaching the 100,000 death markers. They're seeing like a third crazy wave of new cases. So 100,000 Colombians, people in Colombia dead from COVID-19. And you have this epidemiologist, Andrea Ramirez. She was actually talking about how like it's the it's the worst it's actually the hospitals have ever seen is, you know, collapse of ICUs. And right now they're seeing a 40% positivity rate. So, you know, it's going on buck wild over there. Green Wall graduation, though. News reporter of the New World, though, the Bishop Brady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. So the Biden administration actually admitted on Monday that they've fallen behind in delivering 80 million doses of the COVID-19 vaccine to other countries by the end of June. So that's the goal that they had set. You had White House Press Secretary Jim Psaki actually saying that it was a matter of distribution, not supply. Like, we got plenty of doses, but she said it was a Herculean logistical challenge, and they saw that as they begun to implement. But you know, I'm kind of just like, you know, that's then why would you make such a crazy prediction? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Do you believe them? Like, did you not know 80 million doses was going to be a Herculean logistical challenge? I don't know. Green Wall graduation. This report out of the world, though, the Bishop Grady let y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. So there was a report that was put out, Inspector General of the Department of Health and Human Services, and it showed that deaths among Medicare recipients that are in nursing homes jumped by 32% last year in 2020. Also, 4 out of 10 Medicare recipients that are actually in nursing homes either tested positive for COVID-19 or they had symptoms that were aligned with the illness. You know, but also you got the coronavirus right now in the United States is actually dropping overall, even though they're seeing some rises in places with low vaccination rates. Over in Florida, you actually had an outbreak that took place in a government building in Manatee County. 6 people actually contracted COVID-19. 5 of them were hospitalized and 2 of them died. And the only person who didn't catch COVID-19 was somebody who was vaccinated. Ain't that some shit? Green Wall graduation. Report of the New World, though, the Bishop Grady let y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. The United States, the European Union, the United Kingdom, and Canada have all imposed sanctions on the country of Belarus. Their government of Alexander Lukashenko, who's actually the president. Now, I've told y'all stories about what was going on over there, you know what I'm saying, especially with him rigging the elections. There was a lot of people that were protesting, and then he had forces cracking down on the protesters or whatever. So the United Nations Human Rights Chief, Michelle Bachelet, actually said that the government is guilty of torture and other abuses, talking about like they've received numerous allegations of arbitrary arrests and detentions, torture, and ill treatment. So, Green Wall and graduation. Report out of the world, though, the Bishop Grady let y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. So, over in Mexico, you have, shout out to the Zapatistas, man. This is actually an indigenous group that has really fought for the rights and the privileges of the indigenous people of Mexico, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times against colonization and against capitalism. But the Zapatistas in early May, I don't know if y'all remember, I have reported this, where they had actually set sail, like leaders from the indigenous community and the Zapatistas movement had actually got on a boat and set sail through the Atlantic Ocean to get to Spain to mark 500 years of indigenous resistance to Spanish colonizers from when they actually had came into the Aztec capital of Tenochtitlan, which is exactly Tenochtitlan, which is now known as Mexico City. So, you know, they set voyage. They had a big ass white sign outside of the boat that said "Wake up" in Spanish. So they made it there. You know what I mean? From early May to now. So now they actually said they're gonna tour throughout Europe and share their plans of how they're gonna fight against the inequities of capitalism caused by capitalism. You know, Green Wall graduation though. This report out of the world, though, the Bishop Grady let y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. Yeah, I know y'all, I'm giving y'all all this news and all of that, but make sure you check out my mixtape, man, at @still_I grind. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to upload it on the TikTok too, at the Graduation Party, but under the company name, you know what I mean? But the mixtape actually is some heat, you know what I mean? And I keep on adding to it. It's actually a visual mixtape, you know what I'm saying? So you'll appreciate on an artistic level and on a hip hop level, because the bars is dead. You know what I'm saying? Ride with me as I continue to give y'all this news. You got the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops actually working to prohibit Joe Biden and other Catholic politicians from receiving communion for their support of abortion and reproductive rights. So, you know what I mean? Big deal. And this goes against the advice that the Vatican actually gave them. So, you know, Joe Biden is the only second Roman Catholic president that the United States has had, the first one being JFK. So, you know, we'll see what comes to this. You know what I mean? You might have to respect people's religions, but it's supposed to be a separation between church and state. Green Wall and graduation. This report out of the world, though, the Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. You have over in California, man. Shout out to them, man. They be doing progressive shit sometimes. Like, and with this is definitely like a help and kind of what you've been looking for from the pandemic, from these governments through the pandemic. But you got Gavin Newsom's set to announce that the state is actually going to pay all past rent due for all of its residents, and they're gonna do so with this unexpected budget surplus and federal stimulus money that they got to actually support what is going to be a $5.2 billion program. So it's still unclear, however, if they'll ban evictions after the end of the month, after June 30th. You got across the whole country 11 million people backed up on their rents that might face evictions once the federal eviction moratorium actually expires at the end of the month. So, we'll see what it turns out to be. But, you know what I mean? Shout out to Newsom and their governor, because it's exactly what the people need. You know what I mean? And that's what the money should be going towards, though. Like, why wouldn't it? Green War on graduation. Report out of the world, though, the Bishop Grady let y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report over in Texas, man. This is some sad shit, but you actually have a report that was put out by the University of Texas in Austin, actually saying that it was actually reporting on the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on inside prisons, and what it found was that 18 federal prisoners who were actually set for parole last year died from COVID-19, and 24 others died from chronic health issues. So that's 42 people who died before they was about to get out of jail last year in Texas. And that compares to the 26 Texas prisoners that were set for parole and had died before they were released. So the report ends up highlighting how there's a pattern in the prison systems of delaying the release of incarcerated peoples who've been paroled for at least a year. So you also have the Marshall Project finding that out of 31,000 federal prisoners who sought compassionate release since the start of the pandemic, the Bureau of Prisons only approved of 36 of them. 36 out of 31,000. You know what I mean? It was motherfuckers' chances getting out of jail because of how unhealthy the situation was. And I'm sure people came up with all types of excuses as well. You know what I'm saying? But 36. Green War on graduation. This report out of the world, though, the Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report over in Washington, D.C. Food and Water Watch is an organization that actually has filed a lawsuit against Smithfield, the meatpacking company. They basically said that they exploited the users during the pandemic and, was putting out this narrative that there's going to be a meat shortage, essentially. They put out a statement, and in the statement it says how they essentially did not protect their workers from the COVID-19 pandemic while the virus spread like wildfire at their meat processing plants. And they also used fear-mongering of a meat shortage in order to exploit consumer panic and boost sales. Keep in mind that 58,000 meatpacking and slaughterhouse workers throughout the United States actually contracted COVID-19 last year, and 296 of them died. So this suit might be something that Smithfield as a company might want to buckle up for. You dig? Green War on graduation. This report of the New World, though, the Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. So this weather is killing people right now in the United States, so it's definitely doing damage. You had the tornado take place in Illinois this past Sunday night in a town in the suburb west of Chicago. So you got cleanup of that still going on. Hundreds of homes were actually damaged. You had about 12 people injured and one woman in critical condition. So this happened as you still got record-breaking temperatures out here in this heat wave going on in the western United States, especially with and it's exacerbating droughts that are already taking place. There were wildfires in Arizona, California, Colorado, and Oregon. Now also you had in Monterey County, California, Northern California, the Willow Fire. Smoke from that fire is actually causing the skies to haze and bringing poor air quality over the San Francisco Bay Area. You know what I'm saying? And they actually have it to where there's 7 million people under red flag warnings in 6 different states, with meteorologists saying that, we should expect another heat wave next week as well. So everybody guards your shit, man. Green War on graduation. Report out of the world, though, the Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. So you had climate youth activists and members of the Sunrise Movement, shout out to them or whatever. People, that out here protecting the earth, trying to put pressure on these corporations and these governments to actually do the same. And they have actually completed a 400-mile march that went from New Orleans, Louisiana, all the way to Houston, Texas, right outside the home of Republican Senator Ted Cruz. Now, this is somebody who's like a committed climate change denier. And you know what I mean, doesn't think it's happening, definitely doesn't think humans are causing the atmosphere to affect that. At least he says that, whatever. His pockets might be involved in it, you know what I mean? But also, this is somebody who back in February, when they had the blackout, millions of people in Texas without power, which fell from a snowstorm, a crazy blizzard that came in and had people like having icicles all in their motherfucking house and everything or whatever. This actually, he actually flew to Cancun, you know what I'm saying? And put his family there, whatever, one-way ticket. He came back, but it was days later though. But it's like, how you not in the trenches with your people? If you in this politician shit for the wrong reasons, you dig what I'm saying? Green Wall graduation, no. Report out of the world, though, the Bishop Grady let y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report, man. Make sure you check out blackfoxnews.com/opportunities. It's exactly what it is, a page full of opportunities. If you're looking for internships, you want to work with the channel, I mean, we have positions open, so definitely you can rock with us on that front. But also, and probably most importantly, check out our advertisement platforms, man. You trying to put on something for yourself, or maybe your company, your business. Maybe you just want to get something out there, get something heard. You can actually tap into our thousands of followers across multiple social media platforms, and we got packages for that, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, check that out. But on to this news, though. In New York State, it's primary day. Now, we have voting. This is the most watched mayoral election in a long time, and you actually have New York being the largest jurisdiction that actually use what's called ranked choice voting, and it needs to be something that needs to be the voting wave of the future, where you don't just choose one person for a position, you choose like your top 3 candidates, so it keeps people from being so partisan, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, we'll see how this turns out. Green Wall and graduation. I wonder if Bill de Blasio was nervous though. Peace. Report of the New World, though, the Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. A lot of athletes gonna like this, especially all you hustlers in the athletic world, especially all you high school athletes right now that's balling, thinking about the NCAA. Well, the United States Supreme Court actually ruled unanimously on Monday that the NCAA, the National Collegiate Athletics Association, cannot stop colleges from educational pay and other benefits to college athletes. And their whole argument about damaging the amateur status of the player athletes was just rejected. And they basically saying like, yo, y'all not exempt from antitrust laws. Basically, like, y'all can't just be out here monopolizing the game or for trying to just like protect the innocence of the players and all of that. So this actually opens the door for challenges to a lot of other bans that the NCAA has, like compensation for athletic play and all of that. So, you know what I mean? Or like, you know what I mean, getting kickbacks for this and that and the third, endorsements and all of that. All that shit about to open the fuck up, man. Green Wall graduation. This report out of the world, though, the Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report, man. On social media, you had defensive lineman for the Las Vegas Raiders, Carl Nassib, actually putting out a post saying that he's gay. Like, he just wanted to take a moment to let you know he's gay, and that you know, he's been meaning to do this for a while now. He's comfortable getting off his chest. He really has a great life, best family, friends, and a job that a person can ask for. He's a pretty private person, so he's hoping that we don't think he's doing this for attention, but you know, he hopes one day that posts like this, announcements like this, won't even be necessary, the whole coming out process. But he's just doing his part because he thinks representation and visibility are so important. And he's gonna start this support and this representation and visibility by donating $100K to the Trevor Project. He says they're doing the great things in America, and actually the #1 suicide prevention